Growing up, I had a friend named Adam. He was never able to come out during the day, only allowed right before all of us kids had to go home for the evening. Adam lived a few houses over, in a house with an overgrown yard. I met his parents once. They were very strange, didn't smile, and obviously didn't want me there. I remember Adam telling me that he was sick. That's why he couldn't play that much. He was a small boy, pale, with dark hair. Eventually, Adam stopped showing up altogether, and I eventually moved on. Though I do remember going to his house a couple of times to see if he would come out and play. And his dad just gave me this look before closing the door in my face. Later in life, I asked my sister if she remembered him. She doesn't, and according to my parents, the house was empty the entire time we lived there. I don't know who Adam was. I don't know why I vividly remember him and his parents. As far as I can tell, he wasn't real. And yet, I have perfect memories of him and his parents. About 8 years ago, I was taking a drive out to Kansas from the East Coast. I was with a friend and we were going out to see her grandparents. Once we were about 2 hours from the grandparents' house, my friend starts outlining standing operating procedures of seeing things in and around her family's home. She seemed a bit panicky when going over everything, but I managed to calm her down. I'm skeptical of everything and assured her that the things she had seen when she was a small child were just manufactured in her imagination. She insisted that the entire family has seen these things, with the exception of her grandparents. 2 hours later, we arrive in Kansas and I'm ready to fall over because of the length of time the last leg of the trip took. We are welcomed, and grandmother takes me to the bedroom in the back, and just as she is about to close the door, she stops and says, "Maybe you shouldn't stay in this room," and then escorts me to another room. Okay, that was a little strange, but whatever, I am tired. Fast forward to night number 2 at the grandparents' house. It's around 11 p.m. and my friend is crashed out on the couch watching TV. I'm in an adjacent bedroom from which I can see her laying on the couch. I nod off for the night. And wake up to an old gray man that bore a resemblance to her grandfather, but was not the grandfather standing with his back to me in the doorway looking at my friend sleeping on the couch. I decided I was going to get up and confront the old gray man, and something slammed me back into bed. I tried to get up several more times with the same result. Each time, I was slammed back into the bed. A voice would repeat,
"Put a seal on the door."
Finally, I snapped to it's 3 a.m. and as everything was normal. I must have been sleeping. It was a dream. No old gray man, and my friend was fast asleep. So I started pacing around the room, trying to decide how I feel about what just happened. I glance over to my friend. Her eyes are open, and she says, "You seen it." I say, "Get in the car, I can't be here right now." We spent the next 4 hours sitting in a Walmart parking lot talking about the history of our experiences in that house and comparing it to my own. Okay, my nerves are not on fire anymore, and we are heading back to the grandparents' home. We arrive, and they are waiting for us inside. I tell them exactly what happened to me, and I get, "Yeah, that's strange. We usually do seal our doors with a prayer at night, but with all the excitement, we must have forgotten. All of the children have mentioned stories of these things, but we have never seen them. We are sorry you had to go through that." I'm really not sure what I've seen or experienced that night, but when I tell people, they get that look of skepticism. It's obviously they don't believe me. My conclusion is that the experience was indistinguishable from reality in that moment. I don't know what that means, but it changed the way I look at things. When I was 7 or 8, I would have a reoccurring nightmare that one of my dolls came to life, played with me, and then would try to pull me into my closet with her. I followed her into the closet at first, but then she showed me this little door at the back of the closet, and my heart starts to race. I don't know what it was about that door, but I knew something bad would happen if I went through it. I start to struggle and try to pull away, but the doll was too strong and would start pulling me through the door. At this point in the dream, I'd always wake up screaming. The worst part was that I had night terrors, so sometimes I wake up standing next to my closet. Every night before bed, I'd make my parents make sure there wasn't a little door at the back of my closet, and of course, there never was. Anyways, I was talking to my mom the other day and this dream came up. I'm laughing about it and how ridiculously paranoid I was about dolls and that closet, but my mom gets really quiet. She tells me the creepy part about that dream wasn't the doll. It was the fact that there used to be a little door at the back of the closet, but when I was 1 year old, they remodeled the house and put a wall where the door used to be. There's no way I could have remembered that door, but years later, I kept dreaming about it. None of my friends believe the story, but I swear, it's true. I just want to say thank you to everyone who have watched this video. If you can, it would be greatly appreciated if you can smash the like button on this video and share it to others. But most importantly, please subscribe to this channel for more content like this in the near future. Also, please feel free to tell me in the comment section below on which video I should do next. This is Mr. Shin Ramen. Until next time, stay safe and stay scared.